or 6 of the last 7 or 8, and anytime that happens, that's tough. And so this is a big match for both wrestlers.
So it seems to be a mental thing, and there it is again. In comes Terry Brands to take Cory Baze for a takedown, and Baze, having a tough time, starts out on the bottom. 2-0 in favor of Terry Brands, one of those, the terrible twosome from Sheldon, Iowa.
Well, I'd say that looking at the intensity of Terry Brands, he definitely wants this one.
Terry Brands will be at 118, and Tom Brands at 126. We were told that it may very well be Steve Martin would wrestle one of these weekend meets against Arizona State, now it looks like, and Terry Brands will wrestle the other. Baze is out. It's now 2-1.
Well, you see Terry Brands really trying to control the head, work a snap, spin around, something like that, but he's up controlling the head to set up his shots.
The first period, if you remember, is 3 minutes long in each match. The second and third are 2 minutes long.
There's a difference in size here, Doug. Terry Brands obviously has to cut a little bit more weight than Cory Baze. Cory Baze is a small but powerful 118-pounder. Terry Brands just cuts a little bit of weight to get down there, so he's a big 118-pounder.
He looks a lot bigger than Baze from where we sit. It's hard to believe how much bigger one wrestler at the same weight can be than another one, but it's true.
Well, 5 hours ago they were the same weight, but a lot can happen in 5 hours to someone that came down 15 pounds.
Terry Brands leads 2-1. And we're just started here. The Cowboys against the Hawkeyes. And Baze snapped down and beaten to the draw again.
Well, he's not only snapping him down, he is stopping the motion of Cory Baze, stopping him right in the tracks and then just spinning around.
Baze is going through a really tough period, and it just seems to be to slow people down. And Brands is not the kind of guy you want to be slow against.
No, not at all. And he is really good at stopping that opponent's motion.
Look at Dan Gable.
Right here, you watch Baze shooting in. Terry Brands stops the motion, stuffs the head, and spins around. He gets Cory Baze out of position. It was a classic takedown. Good job by Terry Brands for 2 points.
He has 42 seconds of riding time as well. But Baze is hard to hold. 4-2, he's out. 1 point for the escape. That's Terry Brands with the front headlock.
Cory Baze is used to sit-out series in both his escape and now the score 4-2. But Terry Brands certainly has established himself on the feet so far early in this match.
You hear referee Dennis Barr telling them they're on the edge. That's Joe C. He hasn't liked what he's seen so far. There again, Brands in on a low single. Looks like Baze is in a good position to counter this time. Nice scramble. Gets the crowd fired up. These Brands twins don't seem to back up much, do they?
No, they come right at you, and they like to control the upper body to set up lower leg shots, Doug, and that shows a lot of maturity early in their career. But right here, I think that it's a matter of, can Terry Brands keep this going throughout the 7-minute match after a large weight loss?
We'll see. Cory Baze, a senior from Putnam City in Oklahoma. He's an All-American. Terry Brands, in his first year of competitive wrestling at the college level as an official starter, in on a low single, looking good, 2 points. He has Baze on his back at the end of the period, 2-point near fall. Woo!
Right here on the shot, he gets the ankle low, drives in towards the torso, the hips right there, takes the power away from Cory Baze. Now he's driving into him, and you can see he has control. Terry Brands does, and looking for the 2-point back points. He was close to being stuck, Doug.
He really was, and now he's on the mat complaining about an injury. And the Oklahoma State trainer is out there. We were talking before the meet, TJ and I, about the feeling we had watching the Iowa team warm up. You know, after a while, you sort of get a feeling about the way things are. They seem very loose.
Well, I thought they looked really loose. I thought they looked like maybe the cat that swallowed the canary, and they knew that tonight was their night. Obviously we don't know that right now. I'm just saying that they looked like a real loose bunch. not only the wrestlers, but the coaches. Now right here, here's a replay again. Look at that low ankle. He controls it, but the most important thing is he's controlling the hips. He cuts across to a double, controls the hips, and now he knows where he's at. He gets the 2. Now he's going to turn into his back, right, with his back pressure.
And he did. He almost caught Baze and stuck him right there.
He's an exciting wrestler. He's really explosive, and he's done something that's really in his favor, as I talked about cutting weight.
Okay, it was Baze's choice. He had this choice, and he decides to start under to try to make an escape to come out for a point. He's down 8-2.
He's got a large lead.
8-2 for Brands. He's trying to catch Brands' head back in there and sit out. He hasn't been able to do it. Brands is tough in there and with it.
Well, he follows the arms. Brands follows the arms so well.
He has more than a minute of riding time. Here comes Baze. First really quick move he's made for a reversal. 8-4. The escape goes to Brands, makes it 9-4. Oklahoma State against Iowa. A youngster in his first year against a senior. And the freshman is in charge right now, 9-4, and Baze knows he has to just go at it. Well, we said Iowa, the way things are going, could win these first 3 matches. And
well, I really think they have to establish a good pace here in the first 3 matches.
Brands is very strong, but give Baze credit. He countered that one well. He was almost in trouble. Baze.
Well, Baze has the arm trapped, and he couldn't get quite around. Baze is a real smart wrestler. He's a Big 8 All-American team last year. He carries a very high grade point. He's a really All-American kid all the way around, Cory Baze is.
But he came in, lost his position again. Brands has been able to control him in that position. Here's a nice high crotch move by Baze. Can Brands counter it? No points yet. Nice move by Baze, but nicer move by Brands. Counters and out. No points. Because after all, Cory Baze has to make up 5. We have just a few seconds to go in the second period. If you just tuned in, you're in time to see everything except the first 2 periods of 118. 9-4 in favor of Terry Brands, a freshman who's in at 118 tonight for the Hawks. He's going to start in the bottom in the 3rd period. Baze is going to let him out. 10-4 because he wants to try something from the feet, but Brands is in very quickly.
Well, I'll tell you what, he beat Cory Baze to the draw right there. Now Cory's coming out, but not quite. That was a good series right there for Terry Brands, who just literally beat Cory Baze to the draw. Got that ankle, low single, finally ended up with the 2 points.
You know, here's an All-American out there against a freshman, and we're talking possible major decision now.
Well, we're talking about how full Dan Gable's stable is, because as far as we know right now, this may not be the 118-pounder that's wrestling for Iowa in the NCAAs, right?
That's right. Brands, with his strength, sucks Baze back. He still has that arm barred on the edge of the mat. And even though he's way out high, he's been controlling Baze all the way. Look at Dan. Gable is really... up high for this meet, and I think one has the feeling that he feels his team is going to do well. Maybe they had a good week in practice.
Well, right now, Terry Brands is sitting on a major decision, Doug.
He is.
And that was unexpected. This is unexpected. By us. I mean, you know, maybe
Terry Brands.
Yeah, maybe Terry Brands didn't. It isn't a surprise to him. The way he's wrestling, it's probably not.
And he has more than 2 minutes of riding time against Baze. Cory Baze has gone through probably the lowest point of his wrestling life, having lost 6 of his last 7 for no reason that he can think of. He's just walking into a buzzsaw.
See how well Terry Brands follows the arms right there, casts over, stays behind the arms. It's a good lesson for young wrestlers. You got to stay behind the arms. And if you stay behind the arms, you're going to be a heck of a rider, just like Cory Baze is doing. 2.5 minutes of riding time right here, all the time.
And you're looking at the future of Iowa wrestling with this Cory Baze and soon his brother Tom coming up. Now Baze wanted to switch, but Baze is just putting it to him, and it's going to end right here. It is a major decision. Riding time makes it 13-4, and the Hawks are off to a major win.